So we're having an issue. My eyeballs won't open. I feel like we've been driving for 16 hours straight, but we made it to the farm where Bert is going to be stored. So I show up at this house with Jackie and Chris and David, and I am completely delirious. Like nothing is registering in my brain.
You opened your eyes. High five. High five.
Like I am so tired. My phone is dead. If I didn't have Jackie, I do not know what I would have done. So here is Bert's final resting place. So long, my friend. We will build you soon. I want to promise, I don't promise, but I really do believe that's the case. So once Bert was at the farm, it became time to figure out what are we gonna do about this build? Truth is, I have no building experience. I know Fletch doesn't have building experience, McKenzie, very minimal, and my brother Jake actually is in the architecture school at Tulane.
I'm excited to do this, and I think that, I know this is something you guys have always been talking about for a super long time. And I think that there's a reason that I'm here this summer. And I think it really can get done, but it's going to take, full attention, full effort, especially this month.
And so for about a month, we went pretty intensive into a planning phase. We started looking at the space and saying, well, what do we need it for? What are we going to be using this bus for? How are we going to raise the money? Can we create a little budget? And started watching as many YouTube videos as possible. And just like that, we are back to Lytle Road, where Bert has been stationed for a little over a month now. We're actually coming to get her to take her back to Charlotte, where the build will officially begin tomorrow. Spotted. She's looking a little washed out.
Hey, Bubby. Pretty good, right?
It feels like a good read. I mean, it's black.
That looks like a good read to me, if I've ever seen a good read.
I slept all night on a big white ship. Seagulls were dancing all around. I woke up with a sunrise on the sea. Such a priceless gift to me.
All right, and after a not too long a journey, Bert has reached her location. And I think you'll be able to better see in the light. All right, and day one, let's do it.
Slate. They call that a tabula rasa, where I come from.
Who calls it that?
I forget who calls it that.
So I have a longtime friend who actually has an awesome YouTube channel. It's called Fletch the Fisherman. His dad owns a pressure washing company in Charlotte, and he agreed that we could park the bus there and begin building it this summer. All right, so this week, just nailed my knee. All right, this week's about flooring. Yeah, he has no idea what he's doing. I don't either, but we're gonna figure it out. YouTube University is a really helpful tool. Recommend it to anyone out there who's looking for a nice college education.
The Cali vinyl, bro.
The Cali vinyl.
Where'd you get the bus from? Cali. So, kind of makes sense.
Oh, wow.
It's cool.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
Yeah, exactly. I'm under the bus right now, and the purpose is to try and figure out what's going on with these floors, kind of get an underneath look on it. And right now, I mean, they seem like they're solid to me. There's a couple things we need to figure out with Bert. We're headed to the Georgia International Horse Park for the annual Tiny Home Festival. So we're hoping that we're going to meet some bus gurus who are going to point us in the right direction. We'll see. Okay.
Finally made it. It's like a dream come true.
And as we're exploring these vehicles and checking them all out, it's very clear that, well, first off, the people in the bus community are awesome. Everyone was so willing to help and talk and really lend a hand to brainstorm ideas with Jake and I. It became very clear to us that one bus was far, far superior to the others in terms of the craftsmanship, the artistry, and that was this green bus with this beautiful wooden exterior. And as we went on this bus, we spoke to the person who had paid to get it built, and she informed us that the builder was right outside.
And there was just a consistent line of people walking up, going through the bus, seeing everything, of course asking a bunch of questions. And man, there were so many people asking questions, and a lot of good questions. So much so that they asked me to do a little Q&A seminar. So on Saturday afternoon, we had a Q&A, and I had a handful of 25 people or so there asking a bunch of questions, and we got into everything from solar to all sorts of things. But one of the big questions was rust and dealing with that. And that brought me to meet this guy, Henry, because he kept asking me questions about all the rust on his bus.
And once we started talking to him, it was clear that this guy is an absolute guru.
Same guy came back up, and he's like, listen, I got a couple questions for you about this bus, because we're about to tear out the inside, and we want to tear out the floor, and we got to get everything prepped, and I really want to know if we need to do all these steps. And I said, well, you got a picture? And he said, yeah, I got a picture. Let me show you this picture. And he opened his phone, and it was like, oh yes. It was this beautiful shot of the brown back end of this old school bus sitting on a beach with the water in the background, and it was just like the most epic shot. I said, oh yes, I have to see that bus. Keep in mind, we're here in Charlotte, and we were down in Atlanta 4 hours away, and I said, so where are you guys from? And he happened to say, Charlotte. I said, huh. So I said, I got to check out that bus.
I show off the engine too, so.
Oh my gosh, man.
Looking a lot better.
That thing is super cool.
Yeah, she's looking good, huh?
Yeah, man, it's in amazing shape. Oh my God, it's got some character. First time I saw it, I said, yeah, that's coming home with me. So we had to figure this out from there on. But that's kind of where the whole story started with him, with Henry, and with Bert, the love bus. What year is this?
It's an 88.
I mean, the engine, we didn't even know it was green until we washed it.
but yeah, I mean,
So it's mid-engine. This is killer. Oh my God, there's so much room.
I know.
Yeah, it's a long guy
So much
too.
room for possibility. So this is gonna be like live-in apartment kind of thing.
Live and
Like,
work,
live
yeah.
and work, like
Call
you
it
guys are ready to roll with this.
Bert the Love Bus is
Bert
the
the
name.
Love Bus.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
epic. Oh my God, it's got so much room. Yeah, this looks like an old diner.
Right? That's what we were trying to keep the retro feel. We don't want to totally lose it. And the more we got to know about Scott, the more we really just fell in love with the way he thought about building. For him, it wasn't some task that he had to perform. It was an artistry and a creative act that he got to participate in. And it was a totally different way of thinking about things.
I can't believe how clean everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially watching the interviews.
I cannot believe the shape this thing is in. This is like a dream to start from.
That's the
Yeah, I think you're seeing it at the perfect time.
that's the work that this bus has been for us, because we've owned it for 2 years and we've just had to move it around. We've just gone on these like adventures with it.
It's gotta get done.
Yes, man. That's what we've been saying. I'm like, these guys have heard me talk about this bus for 2 years.
And that's why I decided to help him, because dude, he would just keep talking about it. I'm like, dude, fucking do it.
So
I know I have to make this
I was like,
bus.
stop.